Hello and welcome back to Shakhtar to Glory, episode 6 now. Starting to get some real traction in the series. Last time out we had a great win against Ilichevets 2-0 in the league, which does see us top of the league, as you can see, after 9 games. Only 2 points clear, so Dynamo Kiev are sort of pushing us all the way. If you can see on the schedule, today we have got Sevilla away in the Champions League, and then we do follow up with a away game against Dynamo Kiev. That will be on the next episode. But as you can see, obviously with the league, must-win game, certainly a non-lose game. But the top 2 are sort of pushing away a little bit from the rest of the group. But those top 2 teams, they're going to push me all the way. So we need to keep going. And I have been in the league before Champions League games, dropping players to rest, and also semi after as well. Obviously after this one we can't, because we've got Seville, then we've got Dynamo Kiev straight away after, a couple of days after. What's that, 3 days later? We have got the Kolos Kovalika game, which you can probably use to drop some players, because that's a cup game, so it's a lower league team, so certainly we'll drop them before the Basel game. So since we last were here, we played Zerka. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that one. I think I mentioned that before. That's why I skipped it as an episode game. But we 2-0 winners on gender. No, was it 1-0? Was it only 1-0? I know last 2-0 was against each events in the game. It was 1-0 in the game off com. And 1-0 goal on gender right before half time. We absolutely smashed them, but we just weren't able to score. As you can see, it's a completely revised team there. A lot of players who, in fact, everyone doesn't play generally in the first team. A couple of players come off the bench quite a bit, but on the whole, it's a complete new 11. And although we only won 1-0, we got the 3 points as the main thing, but we still played well enough to win by more. We just weren't able to put it in the back of the net as often as the shots would grant us. Perhaps it's a bit of rustiness where they don't play so much, but we won 1-0. That's all I could ask, really. So we jump into now to the Seville game. So I'll come back for you shortly. So this is the team we're going to go with today. Not much different from the usual starting 11 for the main games. Pretty much every com you've seen from me so far would probably feature this 11 where possible. So we've got Kiota in goal, Rakitsky, Ordets and Kritskov at the back. Back 3, we've got Azevedo. He's perhaps another one, would be normally out for Ismaili, but as we saw a couple of games ago, he got injured for about a couple of months. He's on his way back, but still a little way off. Cerner at right wing back, and we've got Fred and Stepanenko in the middle, and in the front 3 Ferreira, Romero, the goal machine in the middle, and Tyson, who as well has just been blasting goals in 7 in 7 in the Premier League, 8 in 10/12 if you include sub appearances in all appearances there. 4.5 star current, 4.5 star potential. He's not going to get much better. He's 29, but he is wanted. The transfer window, I think, is it still open? I think it is still. No, I think it's finished. It's closed. So we'll be alright. But he's wanted by Real Madrid, so he's obviously doing something right. Romero's form at the moment is pretty decent as well. 7 in 7 in the league, 1 in 1 in the Champions League, 8 in 8 in all games. So he's coming on leaps and bounds. And I think Fred may be wanted as well. Let's have a quick look at Fred, how he's been doing. So Premier League, 7 games. He hasn't got any goals yet. I expect him to. I think he's pretty good. His free kicks aren't very good. I thought he'd be quite good with set pieces, but he isn't. He was wanted by Liverpool and Paris Saint-Germain, but they seem to have dropped that interest now with the close of the window. But we'll see what happens in January, really, because I'm expecting quite a few of our players to be subject to some bids. But if I can, I would ideally be trying to keep that to a minimum. I don't want to disrupt the team too much in January. And just try and get through to the end of the season. If we have to sell a few of them in the end of the season, so be it. We can reinvest that in some new younger players and some young Brazilian players perhaps. So we're going to jump into the game. We're going to jump into the team talk here, and we're away to Seville. So I wouldn't have said we're the favourites. I think we are technically the favourites because we are the first seed, and we are winning our league. We're in good form. But Seville, they're not. Nothing to be shirked at. They've won the Europa League a couple of times in the last couple of years, and although I would expect fitness to maybe play an issue in this game, actually we're all on 100 apart from Romero, because he did come off the bench briefly in the league game, I believe, in the last game, and I think he got did he come from it? I think he did. So he's on 97, but still more than enough there to get him through his game. I think Seville, because they're in a much more competitive league, they're less likely to be able to rest, certainly a full 11. So we are underdogs here, which I wouldn't quite as go as far as say underdogs. Maybe not favourites, but underdogs is slightly bit harsh, I think. So we'll jump into this game. They have got Muriel up front, who I absolutely loved for the last couple of years on FIFA as a striker. Straight away we go with a foul. So the first proper highlight is after 14 minutes. It's Jesus Navas down the right, down to Mercado, out to Muriel. Can we win it back here? Well, I'm not sure what happened there. Our keeper just seemed to drop it, and then they just hit a shot wide. So after that let off on 15 minutes, we now have a highlight. It goes back to the goalkeeper, Piatov, out to Rakitsky, down to Fred. Ferreira's got a ball to chase here. Can he get it through to Romero? He can. And I don't know if that's a header or some sort of back heel, but that looked like it was going behind him, and this could be quite if it's a back heel, this could be quite a special goal from what's proving to be a very special player. So it's 4 to Ferreira. He chases it, gets to the saved byline. Yeah, he does. And Romero, and it's a header. It's a decent goal still. So gives us a 1-0 lead after 22 minutes, and it's a good start for us in this game away from home. We might maybe look at just trying to go a bit more conservative now, just to maybe into at least half time, and our goalkeeper's injured and I don't put them on the bench. Oh no, I don't think I've got a goalkeeper on the bench. Right, I don't have a goalkeeper on the bench, so I'm going to have to go and look and see who's ideal for this, so bear with me one moment. So we're back, and the best option we've got is actually Kovalenko. He's got a rating of 3 for goalkeeper. This game, after 35 minutes as well, has just gone from bad to worse. I really don't know how we're gonna get out of this game now. So we've survived that 10 minutes. We've got to half time with not having a highlight against us, not having many shots against us, I don't think. So we've kind of come out of it unscathed a little bit here. If we can just have a boring second half, that will be more than enough for me. I think we have to go for a more in-depth team talk at half time, just to try and really rouse them up. And Romero switched off, which is disappointing. So we kick off here. We might have to get Fred off. He's on a yellow card. Cerner as well. He will come off at some point anyway, because he normally gets tired. So a highlight not long after half time. It goes to them. We need to win this ball back. And Nolito scores it, and it's pretty much their first attacking highlight, which is very disappointing. For the game, if I was offered a draw, I probably would have taken it. Try and win our battles elsewhere. But taking that 1-0 lead, we were playing well, dominating the game. I can just see now them having loads and loads of highlights and just scoring every one of them now with no goalkeeper there. Got the space at the wide, managed to clear it. We get it clear. We are going to just drop everything back a little bit here, I think. And we're going to go to contain. It's almost like we've gone down to 10 men. Essentially that's what we're here. We're trying to defend like we're down to 10 men. We have to, really. We've got to stop any shots coming on our goal. Goal kick. We need to win this, snap this back, and just... And we've lost out there. Oh, we won the counter here. Can we snatch something against the odds here? I mean, we have still got 11 players out there, so we still have... It's just whether we can stop them shooting. If we do that, we'll still play our normal game. I still fancy us to snatch another goal, but it really is about just stopping them in their tracks, and it's just sort of back and forth possession here. It looks like it's going to be a highlight for them, and it's straight at the goalkeeper and in. Straight at the goalkeeper and in. Really disappointing. I mean, Piatov, with that one in the first half, didn't do much better when he dropped it. Right, we're gonna change back. We might as well go back to what we were doing. So we'll put them back on attack. And I'm going to go back on attacking. I'm going to bring Fred off for No, we're going to keep the players out there for now. See, the fitness, we've still got the better of the fitness. If we can just get one more chance and grab a draw. And it's the last highlight is going to be theirs by the looks of it. It's a corner to Seville. Unless we can... I mean, it's already gone over the allotted time. If we can break here, but I don't think it's going to happen. They don't even get to take the corner. So, a disappointing 2-1 loss there. And to be honest, we were even in that game. Okay, possession is obviously miles in their favour, but we do surrender possession to play on the counter. And once we took the lead, I thought we were on the ascendancy, and then that injury, right after it, just between the goal and half time, just killed us. And the second half, all they had to do was have two highlights, 2 shots, pretty much, and that was it, wasn't it? So we'll regroup. It's our first competitive loss of the season, I think. So it's how we react to this. Yeah, it is a lot of green there. We had a few pre-season defeats, but that's nothing too concerning. And it's it's Bayern Munich, it's Juventus. Obviously, if we come against them in the Champions League, we'll be looking to do a lot better than those defeats. But they were tactical tinkers, as I mentioned at the start of the series. So we'll come back. It's a big game for us to have to bounce back in. It's Dynamo Kiev, but what better way to bounce back with a win against your rivals? How long is he out for? 5 weeks and 8 weeks. He's out for a long time. But we have got a decent backup. So you lost and chose not to bring on Bernard. I'm not going to explain that. We don't play wingers. That's kind of the explanation, really. So we'll come back. We'll regroup. We'll come back for the Dynamo Kiev game, which is in, I think it's 4 days. 4 days. I'll get the players rested, and yeah, we'll come back for that in episode 7. See you then.